In today's rant, I want to talk about this bullshit called femininity. Now, all over the web, you see in the magazines, newspapers, the black websites, all they want to do is nignogs from one end of the world to the next is talking about what black women need to do to be more feminine. Now, this whole concept of femininity is something that gets on my goddamn nerves. Number one is you ladies who perpetuate this bullshit and promote it, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, feminine power. There's no such goddamn thing. There's only one thing, and that's power, period. It doesn't matter whether it comes from somebody with a vagina or somebody with a dick. The power is exactly the same. Now, where I have an issue with it is when you start looking at the traits that men have ascribed to women, because keep this in mind, men were running shit in our society, and they have determined what the laws are, what is masculine, what is feminine, all the stuff that are social constructs. Those were decided by males. In our current society. I'm not talking about 9 bazillion years ago. I'm talking about here right now. So when you start talking about, well, this is what's feminine, this is what women should be and what women should do, you talking about some shit that was structured by men. You bought into it. Your parents bought into it, and probably their parents and the parents before them bought into it. And that's how you came to believe that this is what you're supposed to do. But in reality, everything that has been shifted over to what women are supposed to be is the opposite of what men deem themselves to be. So where women are supposed to be, soft, men get to be hard. Where women are supposed to be supplicating and submissive, men get to be dominating and in control. So you see how this goes. They picked all the shit for themselves that gives them power and control of everything and everybody. And the rest of us, which is the females, we get everything else. All the bullshit that lets us be, underneath them, like second class citizens. And you ladies think that that's something good, that's something beneficial. That is bullshit, and it sets you up to be a fucking victim of men. And these women who come up here talking about, well, there's nothing wrong with being feminine. You're stupid. You don't even understand what the fuck you're saying. And it's like, this softness, this nurturing, this gentleness, this sweetness, and all that stuff. I mean, certainly that has something good to do in people's lives. I mean, it's not saying those are horrible traits to have, but they should not be limited only to the female. It's unfortunate because so many men think that women don't know what they want, right? Because, these people promote femininity as something that women should use, a tool women should use to manipulate men. And so I found this one quote, right? This Swami, whatever, some fucking bitch. She's like, the power of women lies in tenderness, love, beauty, and feminine grace. When they start seeking the same power as sought by men, they lose something very precious. Of course, women should be strong and courageous, but not in the same way men are. Now listen to this shit here. They should be strong in their own unique way, the feminine way. When they realize this uniqueness, no man can match their power. She is soft. In fact, she never fights. She persuades. She does not fight directly. Her fight is indirect and subtle. If she says no, she will not say so directly, but in 1,001 ways, her whole being will say no. In the way she places the plate, in the way she moves, she will say no. She will say yes, but her whole being will say no. How can you defeat something so subtle? If you love the woman, you are defeated. Okay, what kind of circular bullshit is that? Now, this is the thing here. Motherfuckers already don't want to hear no. Okay, they don't want to hear no when you're real clear about saying no. You say no with your mouth, you say no with your body, they still don't want to hear it. So when you start adopting this shit here, where trying to you portray this little manipulation and shy, coy shit that she's talking about, you will end up raped and sold into sex trafficking and a whole bunch of other stuff because you going along with the program of some motherfucker who came up to you and your ass was too scared to say no. I suggest every woman practice saying no in the mirror. Learn to say it 55 million different ways. Say, hell no, motherfucker. No, I'm not doing that. No, get the fuck out of my face. What the fuck I look like? No. I mean, whatever kind of way you can figure out to say no. And don't worry about it being feminine. Worry about it giving you a voice. Worry about it displaying your power and your strength. That's what you need to do. So then we talk about, they always be talking about black women aren't feminine. When can a black woman afford to be feminine? You motherfuckers are attacking us every turn. We can't even get online without being attacked. It's like you think that somebody's going to be soft and delicate and shit dealing with these motherfucking niggas. Hell the fuck no. These niggas are crazy. They attack you about simple shit, like they talk about the way you look. They talk about your age. They try to shame you about being single. They shame you about having children that they gave you. Okay, they put the baby up in your womb, but then they want to turn around and make it seem like it's a horrible thing because you're pregnant and you have children. Motherfuckers, you should have kept your dick in your pants and then we wouldn't have this problem. All the children in the black community was created by niggas, okay? Niggas jetting their seed and then bouncing. So if you want to get mad at somebody about the large numbers of single parent homes and the children in the black community, look at the niggas because they're the ones who put them there. They're the ones who did that. Okay, it wasn't the women. Not one woman can get pregnant by herself. Lesbians don't make babies. Okay, motherfuckers make babies, and they leave them in women, and they get up and bounce. So that shit there that drives me crazy. Okay, so then they want to talk about black women are the least feminine. What is femininity? It's defined by white people and it's defined by males. Okay, so in the United States, the idea, the standard of beauty is the long-legged, thin, slim, blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl. Okay, has it ever occurred to you motherfucking niggas that black women are never gonna be blonde-haired and blue-eyed and white-skinned? Has it ever, you ever got that through your stupid head? Okay, so you looking at some shit that you're not even questioning in your mind as a standard of femininity in this country, and you are trying to, looking at black women saying, well, you don't do, we're never gonna do that. We don't look white. We're not blonde haired, except for you fools who dye your hair yellow. I still don't get that shit. Black women with blonde hair, fix yourself up and stop being stupid. That just looks crazy to me. Okay, so then, you're black women with blue contacts and like you're self-hating. You need to read The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison and get your act together. Something's fucking wrong with you. Okay, so now that aside, let's look at the black men who really think that black women are supposed to look like the white girls. Okay, we don't have that body shape. The ones who do are an anomaly. They're not the norm. So, you dudes are tripping and you thinking that all this femininity is something that black women should be seeking. No, we shouldn't. The way I look at it, black women are kind of like the canary in the coal mine. We lead shit. We are the trendsetters and we're the ones out in the front because we are the least likely to go along with the program. We are the ones who's more likely to test the boundaries, and other women of other races come along behind us after we've already cleared the path. That's what I see. So when you have this kind of stuff that we have going on now about this whole thing, black men complaining about feminism, they're angry because black women have got on board with getting their rights, having their voices heard, and demanding proper and equal treatment. They don't want that. They want you to continue to be in this feminine mind state where you think that everything about a male is superior to everything that is female. And I'm telling you, get your fucking minds out them goddamn Bibles and them Qurans and all that shit that makes you think that you're a second-class citizen, need to kiss some man's ass just because he has a dick and nuts. He is not the end-all and be-all of the world. You are. Life comes through you. So, no matter if a man impregnates you or not, the one who determines if the life makes it here is you. So you figure that out. I mean, I'm not going to go through, I think I already talked about abortion and all that stuff enough. I don't think I need to reiterate it here. But, let's talk about this whole thing about the rules of femininity. What is femininity? Some of these women, you go on these websites and they promote this stuff. They have a whole business about promoting femininity to women and telling you that, if you don't think that you need to be supplicating to men and worry about being beautiful and wearing high heels and having wearing earrings and bows and perfume and dresses and all this stuff, that there's something wrong with you. They feel like if you use those tools, those little models of femininity, that you can then have more power over men. And I say this, the whole concept of femininity is something that men have given you. Okay, they've given you this little box to put yourself in. And most of you jumped into that motherfucker willingly. You never even questioned what it was you was jumping into or why or how it limited you or anything else. You just jumped into it with this mindset, well, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to be, and this is how I get and keep a man. No, that's crazy. I mean, I don't even understand what the bottom line is. I mean, it's like you can play sports and be a feminine. You can be a CEO and be feminine. You can run shit in every concept of the word and still be, quote, a woman. Okay? Because that's really what I prefer. I prefer to use that term woman than feminine. I mean, think about it. When you look at trannies, right? And they want to put on this act like they're a woman. What do? They take they exaggerate the traits that men have ascribed to women as being feminine, right? They swish their hair, they flipping around and wearing all this makeup, and they got to wear the highest high heels and talking the highest falsetto and, have the biggest fake boobs and do all this stuff, right? Everything that men have said that is feminine, they do it in a way that exaggerates their lack of womanhood. But they want to portray themselves to be a woman. When you are a real woman, you don't have to do all that because it's innate. It's just already there. You don't need to prove it to anybody. You don't need to exaggerate it. You don't need to put it up front. So when you have a situation like that, and you see guys falling all over themselves for these fake ass women, then you should understand. Look at it. Look at what they do, and look at the way that they move, how they present themselves. That is the caricature of femininity on display. And when you are a woman and you model yourself after that, you're adopting those behaviors. That means you have ascribed to that mindset that this is what you need to be to be considered a woman. And I'm like, this is some crazy shit here. I don't understand what they want to be thinking about. You should do whatever the fuck you want to do, say whatever the fuck you want to say, and be whoever the fuck you want to be, just like me. Yeah, I don't worry about all that. If I want to wear some makeup, I do. If I don't want to, I don't. If I want to wear a dress, I do. If I don't want to, I don't. And I don't worry about doing anything that pleases men. I could give less than a fuck about what a man likes. I please my goddamn self. And that means, I don't worry about trying to do anything that gets male attention or that makes them, quote, like me, or that makes them feel better about themselves. Because no man can be a man unless he is kind of bouncing his masculinity, his manhood off a woman. Even in my flirting video, if you listen to it, it's about you presenting yourself in a way that makes him feel better. I'm not saying that that's something that everybody has to do. I'm saying that women who want that kind of situation, that's a tool you can use to get it. You know what I mean? I know all the games. I just choose not to use them unless I fucking want to. But I'm just saying, in this situation, for them to make it mandatory that all women behave in a certain way in this little box in order to be considered worthy of being wifed up, worthy of being dated, worthy of being married and being loved, that is faulty. And it's the whole thing about it is it's related to male stereotypes of what a woman should be. So I think, and including also the sexual part, because they want women to be, practically fucking virgins until the day that they touch them, and then they want you to turn into freak of the week. And even that is kind of like, what? How did you come up with this shit? I mean, if a girl is being chaste and virginal and innocent, and then just because she is married, you expect her on the wedding night when you decide you want to get that pussy, that she's supposed to turn into some kind of mad, dick hungry freak. And I'm trying to figure out, who told men this? Who made you think that this is the reality of life? Just because somebody said I do, they don't undo 18, 20, 25 years of programming of, keeping their vagina pure for you. It doesn't happen overnight like that. And these guys get frustrated and, they want to talk about the woman and cheat on her and all this old stuff. And it just makes no sense to me. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that's not making sense and placing all this value on a woman's vagina and how she's used it. All that is considered a source of femininity too. So when you look at traits, look at the traits that we consider to be feminine and the traits that we consider to be masculine, right? You have things like, they always say women are emotional. Women are emotional, men are logical. Bullshit. Men are the most emotional fucks that there are on the fucking planet. They cry like little bitches. I mean, it's like, look at all these motherfuckers going up on campuses and in offices shooting up everybody, mad because somebody rejected them, or mad because they didn't get no pussy, or mad because they got fired. What woman does that? Women are much more realistic. Men are all in their feelings and don't know how to fucking handle it. Then, they talk about the long hair and being soft-spoken. Women are supposed to be soft-spoken. Why? Because that makes it easy for men to ignore what the fuck you talking about. They can just tune you out very easily because you don't have any bass in your voice and you're talking like a little kid and nobody can hear you. That's what they want because it makes it easy for them to ignore you. Then they want you to be sexy. Okay, so basically what they're doing, they want you to pander your body and worry about their dick in order for you to be considered a woman that's worthy of their attention. And a lot of you fall into that. You worry about, is this sexy? Is he gonna like me? Getting all this fancy $200 lingerie and all this old shit. See, my thing is, if another fucker wants to see me in $200 lingerie, he needs to whip out his gold card and pay for it. I'm not using my money to, because I'll get my shit at Target. I don't care. My whole life is not built around making a man's dick hard like some of these women are. Y'all focus too much on what they do. And this nurturing, caring thing, most of the men that I know are more nurturing than women. I mean, they're very, warm-hearted and supportive and encouraging and all this stuff. The women are more of the assholes, but the women feel ashamed of being that way because it's not socially accepted. I could give less than a fuck. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to nurture shit. I already told my daughter, if you have a baby, if you want to, don't think I'm going to be sitting around here taking care of it. And and I told her when she was young, you show up as a teenager pregnant, I'm going to stomp that fucking baby out of you and then beat the shit out of the motherfucker who got you pregnant. So my daughter never came up. She's in her 20s now and she's still scared. But it's like, I made it very clear. That's not going to be the path that I go down. I don't give a damn. You want to have a baby, it's going to be your responsibility, not mine. I took care of you. That's it. My role is finished. And then this whole thing about high heels, right? You know how many women have foot and back problems be wearing high heels to please men? Because men like how it looks sexy to men? Fuck them. Let them put some fucking high heels on. They walk around in some nice low shoes that support their back and everything. And you walk around in these high heels, you get up with them hammer toes, bunions, corns and shit. And your feet look all fucked up and you got back pains and shoulder pains and hip pains and leg cramps and all this stuff trying to wear high heels to please some motherfucker. And all this makeup is toxic to your skin. It's making your skin all messed up, full of acne and bumps and shit. And then you're wearing those revealing clothing. You have cold every time you go out to hit the door and showing all your titties and everything. What the fuck are you doing that for? See, all of this kind of stuff is all about pleasing men. And that's what I started to say. You need to question what femininity is. I'm merely planting some seeds of thought here because you need to question it and understand what it is. This is some patriarchal bullshit. It's all about men. It's all about pleasing men and giving men hard dicks at your expense, making men's egos pumped up, making men feel good, and making men feel powerful and in charge while you give up your power and you turn yourself into a fucking Barbie dress-up doll to please them and make their dicks hard. That's what femininity is. I want no parts of it. I'm going to be me, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to ascribe to any of that kind of stuff. And I wish I had really known this stuff when I was, like a teenager. But, as you live and learn, you mature and you understand things a lot better as you study history and you study sociology and you study, just basically live life in general, you kind of get a different perspective on things. So this is what, and I had to catch myself because one day, my daughter doesn't really like to wear makeup and she wears her hair natural and stuff. And one day, she was talking about she wanted to get, she wanted to have a boyfriend, whatever. And I almost said, well, why don't you fix yourself up a little bit more? And then I had to stop myself because I thought about it. I said, okay, where did that thought come from? Why was that the first thing that you thought of? And then I checked myself and I actually apologized to her because I said, this is the teachings that I heard when I was growing up from my aunts and stuff. And I don't want to put that on you. I mean, if you want to wear these makeups and all stuff, then I will find somebody to teach you how to do it. Because, I'm not really, I have friends that do my makeup when I need to go on TV and stuff like that. I don't really wear makeup. So I'm not a good one to teach her. But I would find somebody to teach her how to do it and, to change her clothes. Like, I mean, I have friends that pick my outfits when I have like a public speaking engagement or a television appearance because I'm not good at that shit. I really don't care. I wear t-shirts, sweatpants, yoga pants and, tank tops and stuff like that. That's my attire. And so this kind of focusing on what men like and what's going to look good to men, that's not my forte. But you ladies, I want you to really think about this kind of stuff. I mean, I know this is a lot of information. I know this is, a rant, another rant for me. But I really feel like this focusing on this being feminine stuff